2022 has been an insane year for me, and I kind of want to just take a moment and reflect on the year and talk about kind of what has been happening with it over the past year with Mythos Makers and my own YouTube channel and several other different things that I've been working on. So this is mostly what this video is. It's mostly just meant for myself and quite a few of my close friends. But as if you watch it, I greatly do appreciate it. 1 year ago, I ended up launching Mythos Makers, a platform for myself and my friends to make and publish mostly about whatever we wanted. And ultimately, that is my main goal right now, is to push for me and my friends to be able to push out more things like that and create more content and more things that we just want to make, just things that we just really, really enjoy, the things that we want to make, things like comics and video games and regular YouTube videos, and hopefully just more and more things. And I really, really want to extend that to as many people as possible. We do have a small group right now, but I really, really want to extend that to more and more creators and to more people. And so right now, I just kind of want to take a moment and just reflect on myself, my own personal achievements, as well as whatever failures, and just see how the past year has went for me, and kind of look forward to see whatever I want to do next year in 2023. So for the most part, most of my statistics are not exactly that great. I'll go and kind of show them on screen right now. But just to kind of go over a few highlights for a moment, my total subscribers right now as of recording this is 485. Over the past year, I'd reached 150 new subscribers. And for Mythos Makers, the total views on Mythos Makers have been 45,010. Views on Sierra Bell the Master Curse, my main webcomic series on Mythos Makers, is right now at 634 views. Demon 7 has had 39 new players, and Shenanigans right now, even though it's not released, has 60 wish lists right now. All of these stats in general just could be better, like I said, and I just overall think that some of them could be a little bit better. The past year, I wanted to gain 1,000 subs before the end of the year. Obviously, that's not going to happen. And as well as more views on Mythos Makers and Sierra Bell, and probably even more episodes released of Sierra Bell. But overall, I'm actually not really that disappointed in the statistics. So far, I think for the most part, they could be worse, but they're not too bad right now. But they're not the only thing that I'm really taking into account. They're just a small portion of it. Mythos Maker started about a year ago, and in that time, we did a lot of really, really cool stuff. We went and we sponsored an event known as The Blind Spot. It is a VR music event with several music creators. We went in and we sponsored that, gave them quite a bit of money to be able to also help support the music artists that performed there, as well as support the event as a whole. So we're really, really proud to have done that, and we want to try and sponsor more things like that, especially stuff that takes place in VRChat and stuff like that. We also went to a convention in June, which is Indie PopCon, and there we showed off both Demon 7 and a very, very, very early build of Shenanigans. Extremely, extremely proud of how that went. We got a lot of people especially interested in Shenanigans, which is really exciting, as well as just showing off kind of what we do and things like that, kind of getting ourselves more open to showing ourselves off and doing that kind of stuff, which I'm really, really proud of. So with Mythos Makers performance as a whole, I'm really, really proud of it. And so I think it's been a pretty good year. Not exactly the best, but I think next year in general, I think it's going to be a lot better for Mythos Makers as a whole. As for me personally, I had done a lot. I've kind of always joked that I almost do next to everything, and I do way too much stuff and have way too many projects going on at the same time. But with as much stuff as I've done, I've been able to achieve a lot of really cool things. I had ended up picking up and learning more Unity stuff, as well as learning more Blender. And with that, through that, I had been able to make some VRChat avatars, which has been really, really fun. Those are really, really fun to perform. And the majority of the avatars I'm extremely, extremely happy with. Especially now that the Fox Avatar 3.0, the much more cartoonish one, is done, because I made that from scratch. I have barely modeled anything in my life, especially like never really modeled a character before. And to have made that character from scratch, from the ground up, granted, it took a really long time to make, but I made that entire avatar myself, and I really like that avatar. I really like how it turned out. And so I'm extremely, extremely proud of being able to do that. I've grown a lot and have gotten a lot more involved in the VRChat community. I've just had such a great time with it, and meeting as many people as I have. It's been so much fun, and just everything in that has been extremely, extremely enjoyable. So I'm really, really happy that I've made as many friends in VRChat as I have, and just really, really happy with just everything that's been going on in there. I had also just really worked on and improved my artwork significantly, to where I was like, you can go back to a lot of my art from the beginning of the year and look at some of the art that I do now, and it's vastly different. I really, really like how much I've improved on my own personal artwork, and the main person that I have to thank for that is Garden. Garden Wolf, she has just supported my artwork and really pushed me to do better with it, and holy mackerel, I am so happy with all of the artwork that I've produced here recently, and it's mostly all thanks to her. Just supporting me and helping me and pushing me to do better with the artwork in general. So I'm really, really, really happy with how the artwork has been turning out. I've also just took a lot of time in my own personal life to work on quite a bit of the stories for Sierra Bell as well. Even though I've only published like 2 episodes this year, I think I had also behind the scenes worked on and planned and done a bunch of stuff with the Sierra Bell storyline. And now that it's a little bit more fleshed out, things like the magic system is a little bit more fleshed out, things like kind of what's going on throughout the story and all this type of stuff, and the lore is so much more fleshed out, and I'm so hyped to continue it, and I'm really, really excited to continue making those episodes. I'm also extremely happy with all the work that has been done on Shenanigans so far. Not only just stuff that I had done on the project, but also just work that has been done by multiple other people. There has been some really, really amazing stuff going on with it, especially with some of the different people that have been working on it. I'm not fully prepared to reveal everything about Shenanigans quite yet. I'm really hoping that I can towards the end of the month. But so far, just some of the small group that we've got right now on developing it and making the art for it, making it all sorts of stuff, making the levels, making the music, making just all sorts of stuff for it has been really, really amazing and really, really exciting. So I'm really, really hyped to continue the project, and I'm really, really excited to see where it goes. So it's just been overall an extremely positive year for me. There are certain aspects where it's like, yeah, sure, I don't have like the 1,000 subs like I mentioned. I'm not full-time with Mythos Makers, and I'm not full-time with all the stuff that I want to do. But even though that's the case, I felt like I've achieved a lot through all of this type of stuff, and it's been really, really amazing. So that's kind of how I feel about this past year. Something that I really want to do this year, which I didn't do last year, which I'm really, really sad that I didn't do, or I didn't even think to do, or whatever, I don't even know, but is set some goals. And this is mostly just me stealing this idea probably from Ludwig, but I think that is if I set some goals and I kind of try and stick with them as much as I can, then I think it will definitely help a lot, and to at least give myself some expectations, and then to also present those expectations to basically almost anyone else, basically anyone that listens to this. So these are just some of the different goals that I have written out here, and complete and publish Shenanigans and be extremely proud of it. I plan on releasing Shenanigans, which is the game project that I mentioned earlier. I plan on releasing that on Steam sometime in 2023, but I really want to make sure that it is a project that I'm extremely proud of. Shenanigans in particular has kind of been something that has been in the making for a majority of my life. Probably somewhere around like 8 to 10 years or something, because I've made a bunch of the characters that are in it since I was really, really little. And so being able to bring them up and make this huge project with them is really, really exciting. So I really, really want to make sure that this game is something that not only am I proud of, but also that several other people that have worked on it are really proud of. And I really want to make it a really fun experience for as many people as possible that play the game. So that's kind of that goal. I really, really want to push myself to do monthly Sierra Bell comic releases. Like I said, I only released 2 episodes of the series this past year, and honestly, I really, really want to get back to it. I've drawn so much stuff, especially like Sierra Bell stuff. I've drawn so much stuff of it, but I just don't really feel like I've done a really good job at keeping the comic updated and stuff like that, or being consistent with it. So I really, really want to push myself to do monthly releases of episodes. Whatever that looks like, I'm not 100% for sure. I really want to keep doing full color and shading and everything like that, but I don't 100% know. I might just end up taking the manga route and doing black and white line art and then coloring everything later or something. I'm not 100% for sure. But that'll be just kind of a growing pain type thing, and I'll figure it out over time. So, but I really, really want to push that series a little bit more, especially because of the fact that I'm as excited as I am to make it. This year, I also really, really want to create some kind of animated short or film, whatever that looks like. Potentially what I might end up doing is making a short of some kind of like cartoonish type short with the Fox characters that I use in my VRChat stuff, because it's basically based off of like Looney Tunes skits and comedy and stuff like that. So it's a really good place to be able to just say, I'll make a 3-minute short. There'll be some really good stuff in it, and publish that on YouTube. What that looks like exactly, I don't 100% know, but that's something that I really, really want to do. I also wrote down improve Mythos Maker's website and app. Currently, there's no Mythos Maker's app, but I really, really want to make one for iOS, Android, or whatever other phones that come out, as well as just improving the website in general. The website right now is really, really nice. It's really, at least in my opinion, it's really, really nice, and it's really, really cool. But I really, really want to make some improvements on it and make it better just overall, not only just for the users who are looking at it, reading the comics, watching videos or whatever on the platform, but also for the creators, including myself, ZM, Garden, or whoever's on it, to continue making things and to make that as easy for them to publish on there as possible, as well as to just make the overall experience for everyone just that much better. I also really, really want to push to get my personal YouTube channel monetized. And what that looks like, I believe, is 1,000 subscribers, as well as 4,000 watch hours. I had talked about my stats earlier. My watch hours currently, I think, are like 410 public watch hours or something like that. I'm not 100% for sure. I don't even know if I'm supposed to say that, but too late now. But I really want to get that at least monetized, so that it's something that whenever I publish these VRChat videos or these animations or whatever, those can start making some form of money, because a lot of time gets put into those avatars as well as those videos. And I want to do more stuff with the YouTube channel as well, so that would help that greatly. I'd also written down on here full-time YouTube or Mythos Makers. That just essentially looks like leaving my current job right now and then just being able to support myself with just YouTube and or Mythos Makers. That's essentially what that is. I really want to also bring more creators onto Mythos Makers, rather they be comic creators or video people or podcast people or whatever that may look like, as well as another goal that I have on here is music support on Mythos Makers. Musicians as well, I really want to bring on here. I really want to do that since about the beginning of the year, but just because of certain things that had happened throughout the year and just certain different things going on, that wasn't able to be done. But I really want to see is if I can do that this year and bring some kind of music support, as well as musicians and music artists and people who make music, rather that's just like regular soundtracks or full-on albums and songs or whatever that may look like. I really want to push for that. I also have on here 3,000 YouTube subscribers. I know that's a really high number, especially considering right now I have like 485, but as if I'm able to push some really, really cool stuff this year and really able to push myself to do a lot more really cool things, then I think that is very, very achievable. I had that at a higher number initially, but I think I just lowered it just for a little bit more expectations type things. But I do think that it's very, very possible, especially as if I'm able to push myself really, really hard. And then the last thing I have on here is TwitchCon Paris. That one's not as an important one, but I think it would be an amazing experience to go to Paris and go to TwitchCon there, especially if several other members of, especially like the VRChat community go. I think that would be a really, really fun experience for me. So whether or not these goals are achieved or not, I really don't know, but I really, really hope that I can do them all, or at least do most of them. So that's at least what that looks like for that. But like I had mentioned, there has been a plethora of people who have supported me, and just thank you all. I'm going to mention a bunch of names, as if I don't mention you, I don't appreciate you any less. So just thank you guys so much for all the support and all the kindness and everything that you guys have done. Thank you, Shiro Onineko, for always just being around and one of the first for people to jump in and say, hey, this is really cool. Let me help out or do anything that I can, and just supporting all the different projects and everything that I've been doing. Thank you, Senko, for also doing the same thing, for just being one of the first people to jump in and be like, yeah, this is cool. What can I do to support you, and do all this kind of stuff, as well as just pulling me headlong into the VRChat community and helping me meet some really incredible people through the VRChat community. I've met literally almost everyone I know on VRChat now through Senko. And so he's kind of been an integral part of me just going around and meeting people. So thank you very much for that. Thank you, ZM Art, for being one of the first few people to jump into Mythos Makers and joining in and supporting it, and continuing to publish Project Valkyrie, as well as publishing a new project that you've been doing exclusively on Mythos Makers, and just supporting it and pushing it as well. So thank you so much for that. Thank you, Tyke Me, Savannah's Dragon, Foxy Chris, and several others that are a part of that group, for also just bringing me into the VRChat community and just being extremely kind to me. You guys are really fun to hang out with. And I really do thank you guys for just extending an arm of kindness and just being really awesome. Thank you, Mad Mux, for also just being extremely kind to me, and for also supporting me and everything I do. Anytime I talk to him and tell him or show him anything that I'm doing, he's always so pumped up to see it, and I really appreciate that, as well as just bringing me in and introducing me to a really amazing music community within VRChat. And then some of the core members of Mythos Makers. ZM is also a core member of Mythos Makers, but these are some of the people that have just been there from even before Mythos Makers was even conceived in the first place. Thank you, Mr. Rain, for being one of the first few people to support me, and for editing quite a few of my videos early on, as well as just being someone who's just like always able to step up and be like, hey, what can I do? All this kind of stuff to be able to help out. So thank you so much for always being around. Thank you, Disney, for always just sticking with me and just supporting all of the crazy ideas. Me and Disney have known each other since I was in like late elementary or whatever, somewhere around that time. We were basically lifelong best friends. And so he's always just been around. He's seen me grow up and has seen me create so many of these different things. And so I just greatly thank you for always supporting and for doing a lot of stuff, and for putting up with me at least for so damn long. And then thank you so much, Garden, especially Garden Wolf. Like I mentioned, she helped me so much on improving my artwork this year, as well as last year. She has done so much to help out with just everything in general, whether it's a YouTube video or shenanigans or any other little thing, or just just in general. She is basically the number 2 of she's basically the number 2 of Mythos Makers. And without her, Mythos Makers in general just would not be quite like it is. And I would not have as much confidence in it as I do with her on. So I greatly appreciate you just being so damn supportive, and for just always being around to be able to just make the coolest stuff for shenanigans and for everything else that I'm doing. And then, of course, thank you to my parents and my close family. There's a few grandparents that are in there, but my parents especially, I mean, even though they don't fully understand everything, they don't fully understand all the different kind of stuff that I do, they still support it, and they still love everything that I do. So I really do appreciate them for everything. And then just everyone else that has just watched my videos or played my games or looked at Mythos Makers or enjoyed my avatars or anything like that, or anyone who has interacted with me in VRChat or anything like that. Thank you guys so much. It has been really wild, and so I just greatly want to thank everyone who has just supported me in any form of way, or has extended just some form of kindness to me or anything like that. Just thank you so much. I do everything that I do because I have a main overall goal with everything. This isn't a goal for a year. This isn't a goal for a short period of time. This is a life goal. This is something that I want to carry with me and that I don't think I will ever complete until potentially the day I die. And that is that with everything that I do and with everything that I make and all the people that I interact with, I want to be able to be a person to bring joy to people. And I know it's going to sound a little bit cliche, but that's just something that I've wanted to do for a long time in my life. Is just to be able to be someone who can just help people and just bring some kind of joy to people. Because to me, at least, I feel like that, like, joy is like one of the most powerful things in the world. It's something that I think it's just something that helps people a lot, and just something that I think is something that, especially in the world now, is just greatly needed. And I at least want to be, is if I'm not the one or one of the ones, I just want to try my best to bring some kind of a joy to as many people as I can. Because, like I said, that's just the most powerful thing in the world to me. And so I just really, really want to do that as much as I can. Whether it's through comics or through videos or the games that I make or anything else, or even just as if everything that I do is able to do that, then I think I will be able to achieve that. But yeah, that's just kind of the way that I think, and kind of what I want to do in my life is just try and extend some kind of joy to as many people as possible. I really, really hope that I done that for people this past year, and I really, really hope that this year and beyond that I can continue doing that. So, like I said, I greatly, greatly thank everyone for watching the videos, playing the games, and reading the comics, and checking out Mythos Makers and everything else that I do. And yeah, just thank you guys so much. So that's all I've got. Thank you guys, and I guess I will see you guys in the next video or stream or whatever I do. And I hope you have a fantastic 2023.